we haven't talked about mistakes we've made. And
You've made a mistake in your career?
oh boy, have I. And it's very easy to talk too much and not listen. And that's really what you're talking about right there, understanding really what is the important thing. And we've also talked about, not taking a right-hand or a left-hand turn. I got a great left-hand turn story for you.
All right, I want to hear it.
1980, maybe 81. Shortly after we started the company, one of the guys in the company, whose father has been relocated from Chicago to Southern California. Beyond that, I can't.
In diapers? When he was in diapers?
Yeah. So I can't specifically tell you why he was relocated, but I have my guesses. In any event, his son, who's working for us, comes to me and says, "Bill, my dad has a friend in Mexico in the government, and there's a flight of capital out of Mexico." Have I ever told you this story?
No, I've never heard this.
There's a flight of capital out of Mexico because they're worried about the economy and the government, and they're buying real estate in California, Texas, and Florida specifically. And the Mexican government wants that money back in the country. Really? Yeah. And they're going to put the real estate that they acquired into a trust until it can be resold. And they want one company, one real estate company, to go out and broker these equities that have been purchased in the United States.
With capital that should be in Mexico.
With capital that should be in Mexico. So the individuals that bought the real estate are to hire this one company to transact the business so that it goes back in the trust, governed by the individuals and the Mexican government. And if they don't do it, these individuals, they're going to be double taxed. They're going to be taxed on the... Yeah. So I'm listening, really. And how much money, what are we talking about in terms of size? And they say $6 billion of properties have been purchased outside in the United States, outside Mexico. Really? So yeah, and they want to come up and they want to meet us. So we scraped together all of our excess cash, which wasn't a lot of money at that time, and we put them all up in the Airport Inn, which is a hotel and right by the Orange County Airport. And we wine and dine them for 3 days, 2 nights. And they like us. They want us to come down to Mexico. They're going to notice when we're going to come down to Mexico. And so I get the invitation to come down there in like 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks after they've left, 2 weeks into my Spanish program.
Right. You've now bought Rosetta Stone.
Yeah,
You're looking
at the time of whoever it was. And so I'm in this crash program. I had taken 2 years of Spanish in high school and didn't pay attention, but sure enough, I spent so much time learning Spanish so that I could go down and communicate in Mexico City. And fellows sent me down there in the office so that I'm meeting with all these folks, and they give me this contract that's got to be an inch thick in Mexican, in Spanish. So I come back from the meeting, and I'm thinking, hey, we got the deal. I give it to my attorney, and he has to give it to his interpreter, and they interpret the contract, and we send it down there. Anyway, this process has got to be 3-4 months from beginning to the fact that we send them the comments on their contract, and we don't hear from them ever again. Ever again. And so that was a 4-month period of not only expenditure and time that we didn't.
Whatever, it was just them wasting time?
Didn't waste time.
I had a client. They call me and they got money.
But just so I can finish the story,
I want to hear this.
To this day, we got our money worth laughing at ourselves after we talk about amongst ourselves, the original partners, because we sat around the conference tables and spent that money.
$6 billion apiece.